Hello students, this is your science video. Today we are starting with the chapter number 13, that is motion and time, and I have explained non-uniform and uniform motion. Today we are starting with the measurement of time. In the measurement of time you will see that we have the digital clocks like wall clock and table clock and digital clocks, right? So to measure the time we have the instrument which is known as clock. But for the clock, in the wall clock, as you can see, there is a clock with the pendulum. This is known to be simple pendulum. Clear? So in the earlier times it was to be measured with the shadow of the sun. Because of the shadow they are going to conclude that they were concluding that was the time of the day. Clear? So this is the working of the pendulum. As you can see, the pendulum is on the rest position, that is on the point of O, and whenever it is going to this side, that is the certain stretch, that is known to be A. Clear? After the oscillation it goes to the stretching end, that is known to be A, and from that A point it is coming back to the initial position and then going to the B position. Clear? So from the B it is again coming to the initial position, and that is known to be one oscillation. Clear? So in the pendulum we have the perpendicular line with a bob. Clear? So this line is known to be bob, or this ball is known to be bob of the pendulum. Clear? And the motion which is going in the pendulum, that is known to be oscillatory motion, and this is known to be from point A to B, that point is known to be oscillation. Clear? So whatever the time is taken between the one oscillation, that is known to be time period. So to find out the time period of any pendulum motion, that is periodic motion, formula is total time taken divided by number of oscillation. Clear? So in this table you will understand, in the activity you have to take a thread with a stone tie on it, and in this activity the table is given talking about time taken for 20 oscillations and time period. You have to find out the time period, and in the oscillation number is given 20, so it is taken 42 seconds. So when we are going to calculate the time period, the formula is to 42 divided by 20, that means it is going to give you 10 by 21, and if we simplify with the division we will get 2.1 second. That is the final answer of the time period. Clear? So time period, to find out this time period you have to apply the formula, that is total time taken and number of oscillation. The total time which is taken for the 20 oscillation, that is 42 seconds, and the number of oscillation will be 20. So whenever we are going to divide it, we will get 2.1 seconds. That is the time period of one oscillation. It is not talking about the 20 oscillation takes 42 seconds. Clear? 20 oscillations takes 42 seconds, and whenever we are going to divide it, we will get the time period, which is means that for one oscillation it is taking 2.1 seconds. Is it clear? So this is all about this, and in this blue box it is talking about the scientist named Galileo Galilei, and Galileo Galilei was sitting in a church, and he thought that a lamp which is a bell which is suspended on the ceiling or with the chain moving slowly. Clear? So he was surprised that with the stretching of rope how that bells rings, right? So after that oscillation, the Galileo experiment the pendulum. So he has invented the pendulum, and he found the pendulum with the given length always take the same time with the complete one oscillation. Clear? So this observation lead to the development of pendulum clocks. Winding clocks and wristwatches were refinements of the pendulum clocks. Now we will talk about the unit of time and speed. The basic unit of the time is called seconds, and second is always, I mean, the symbols of the units are going to be written in the form of singular. It is not going to be plural. That means 50 kilometers, we will say 50 kilometer, not 50 kilometers or 8 centimeters. Clear? It will be not in a plural sense, it will be in a singular sense. Now we will talk about the measuring speed. To measure the speed, we need two things, that is distance and time. Whenever we will call the speed is to be called as a kilometer per hour. That means kilometer is for the distance and hour is for the time. So speed is always denoted in a distance or time. Clear? So this is the activity which is talking about with a ball. You have to throw that ball with a particular line, and you will find out how much distance it has covered and what time it has taken to complete the speed of the ball. Clear? Now in this, as you know that the things which are given in the speed, it is given in the kilometer per hour, and you have to change that speed into meter per second. For the changing of that things, we have to multiply with 1000, because 1000 meter concludes 1 kilometer, and second we have 3600 in the 1 hour, right? So we can write it down in a simple form, or in a minute form we can write it down 60 into 60. Clear? So this is the table which is talking about how you can change the speed into kilometer to meter seconds. Now we will talk about speedometer and odometer. Speedometer, as the name suggests, it is talking about the speed. It is the measuring device which measures the speed of any vehicle. As you can see, this is the dashboard of the car and it is showing the speed of the vehicle. Clear? So it is only measuring the speed of the vehicle, and odometer is measuring the distance which has traveled by the vehicle. It is known to be odometer. The instrument which is measuring the distance which is traveled by the vehicle, it is known to be odometer, or moved by the vehicle. Clear? Now we will talk about the distance time graph. The distance time graph, as you know that how you can make the graph bar, and this is the data which is given, and you have to make the graphs. We can make the graphs in the three things, that is the line graph, second one is bar graph, and third one is pie chart. Clear? So in this we are going to understand only about the graphs, that is line graph. Clear? In the pie chart, as you can see, the pie is showing about the composition of the air. That means it is having the whole 360 degree, but the oxygen is almost 40 to 30, that is other gases will be only 10% and nitrogen will be 95%. Clear? So this is all showing about the 360 degree. In the line graph, as you can see, the weight of the man with the age. So in the age of the year and the weight in the kg, in the age of the year you can see that 2 years has 10 kg, 4 years has 10 kg, 6 years has almost 15 kg. As you can see that without having any table or without having any data, I can conclude the data which is going to be formed. Is it clear? So this is all about the bar graphs, and you have already studied in the maths about the data handling and the bar graphical representation. So it is all about that only. So without data you can manage to know what is the data analysis of the particular object. Now this chapter is over. Now we are going to start with the GK. Thank you so much.